Speaking your mind on camera is way more difficult than it sounds. I know what I want to say, but I can't say it. Let me first explain something about myself. I'm a very amateur drone enthusiast, and I'm now getting into speaking your mind on camera is way more difficult than it sounds. Anyways, the whole point of the video that I'm making here is because it's confusing to me. It's confusing to me as an amateur videographer what the best settings are for my DJI Mavic Pro. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of great videos that I've watched. But what happens is I even take notes when I make videos, which I recommend. It's important. But what happens is when I get outside and I start flying and filming, I just forget everything. So the whole point of this video was so that I could. The whole point of my video here was I wanted to be able to compare the different settings that the Mavic Pro can do. And I kind of wanted to test around the ISO, test around the shutter speed, and see what kind of settings I could do there. Now I'm filming with my Polar Pro ND16 and ND8 filters. ND8's the lowest filter that I have, and then I did a lot of filming without anything on. So as you see, as you'll see in the video, I'm testing a whole bunch of different settings and just trying to find out what's right for getting the best cinematic footage that I can. Again, there's a lot of really good information out there on what's best. There's a lot of really good information out there on what's best for shooting video with your Mavic Pro. And I just, as an amateur, wanted to be able to help other amateurs that are in my situation on getting the right settings right for them. I hope that makes sense. I have the Polar Pro 16 ND filter on. My ISO is 100 and my shutter is 60. I set it to sunny conditions, as it is sunny right now, but it's also about an hour from sundown. Now my screen is pretty dark, as there's not much light right now, but what I'm really trying to figure out is if I'm gonna have an easier time brightening this up, clearing it up post-production. So now I'm flying so I brightened the screen up, move my shutter down to 30, again, ND16 Polar Pro filter. I'm just trying to explore this lake, just to see what I can do cleaning it up with After Effects. Now what I did was I put my shutter speed, double my... I think there's people swimming down there. Oh, shoot. Huh. So I'm now shooting at My ISO set at 400, my shutter speed 60. Now my shutter speed's 80. I'm also filming 4K 24 frames per second. 50. $40. And now my ISO is 100. Got it pretty low. My shutter's 40. And I can barely see a thing. Shutter's 50. Shutter's 60. Shutter's 80. Shutter's 100. 120. 160. 200. 240. I'm now shooting in 24 frames per second in 4K. I have no ND filter as the sun is down. My shutter's at 200. My ISO is set at 100. 160 on the shutter, 240, 320, 400, 320, 240. From the screen itself, 320 looks to be giving me the best viewing. I definitely think there's people down there. That's pretty neat. $400, $500, $640, $160. Shutter at 120, ISO 100, filming 4K, sun setting, I don't even know what time it is, 32, June 30th. Again, just trying to figure out what settings are best for me. I'm on manual focus. Again, no polar filter on this one, so the rays are really shining through, but now we're at 160, 120, 160, 200, 240, 320. This is at sunset, 24 frames per second, shooting in 4K. As you are .24 frames per second. My ISO is now 400, which is about the max I can go at night. Although it's not quite night because the sun's hitting me pretty good. 240 here, 200 here, 160 here, 120 here. Looks terrible. That's 50. Let's back up to 50, 60, 80, 100, 120. Back to sunny conditions. I'm also now in sport mode, so I'm going to be going a lot faster. My shutter's set at 100. My ISO is set at 100 also. My shutter's now at 80. My shutter's now at 60. My shutter's now at 50. So 50 is just about double my frames per second. $60 on the shutter, 100 on the ISO. Still sunny conditions, 24 frames per second. 60 on the shutter, 100 on the ISO, 24 frames per second. So this is ND filter 8. Our shutter speed's at 50. We're filming in 24 frames per second in 4K. And our ISO is currently set at 100. On the screen, everything looks good. The test is to see what we can do with it in After Effects. If we switch it up to shutter speed of 40, it's more in the center. Now we're still more in the center, but we had that peak up there.
Okay.
Shutter speed is 30. Shutter speed is 25, so we're going to go back up. Shutter speed 30. Shutter speed 40. Shutter speed 50. So right now we're filming in, our ISO's at 100 still. Our shutter speed's 40. I can't see anything. I'm gonna crank up the shutter. Crank down the shutter, I mean, to try to be able to see here. Yeah. So now our ISO is 100, shutter's 25. So we're bringing her back now. Back to Salt Bay and I. Woo! Whoop, whoop!
Whoop, whoop.
Let's see what... Yeah. So we're getting a lot of glare. We have no ND filter on right now. We're right above the water too. Probably 10 feet above the water, I would say. So right now my ISO's set at 100. I'm filming in 4K and I'm filming at 24 frames per second. I have the white balance set to sunny. Now I'm gonna move my shutter speed up to 30 there. That's what 30 is like. But if we go, or down, up to 40, up to 50, now that's looking pretty nice.
Yeah, it's dropping it down a little bit.
So 50 is putting us at pretty much double the frame rate.
Because the shutter speed, the faster you go, the less light it lets in, which is good for sunny situations. But
Exactly.
you lower it for darker
Exactly.
evening time.
Yeah. So right now we're rocking at 60. Let's go a little bit more at 80.
Okay.
So on the phone it looks really good,
Yeah.
but we're gonna bring it back. And I'm also talking to the phone too, to myself.
Yeah.
So if I don't answer you sometimes, it's because I'm just talking to this thing.
John.
Yeah. What?
But I was just watching the histogram, and it looked like when you hit 80, actually 70 or 80, actually.
Yeah.
balanced it out.
So the 80 on our shutter speed puts our histogram right in the middle. We don't have much of a peak, but I'm also going into some shade right now too. Just try to focus a little bit.
It took me a second to realize you were talking to the camera too. So I was like, John, I can see exactly what you're doing. You don't need to.
Why are you detailing everything that you're doing? That's shutter speed 120, ISO of 100. Because I kind of want to see what everything looks like. Now, on my phone, I can see every wave in the lake, and it's crystal clear. It's awesome. Again, this is a shutter speed of 100. Now, let's just kind of pan over the trees and the water to see what that looks like. Our height, we're at 69 meters, 68 meters. Shutter speed of 100. Shutter speed of 80. Now, my histogram peak is right in the middle. It's even more in the middle. Picking up a lot of light here.